Welcome to week 2 of the 90-day challenge to reclaim the authentic you. Last week we planted seeds of self-awareness, and this week we get to water those seeds in order to let them start growing through the amazing, powerful tool of consistency. So in this week, I'm going to share another 7 days of little micro tasks and activities, some thoughts for you to ponder upon and start noticing that you are building that resilience and that self-trust, proof and evidence that you are showing up for yourself in order for you to reconnect with authentic you. So on day 1, it's all about turning up with intention, the power of intention. And by that, you can sort of classify it as setting healthy boundaries, protecting your own energy. Now, I was talking to a client earlier on this week, and what I sort of suggested for them, because they are an empath, and as an empath, you tend to sort of draw the energy and the emotion from other people. And what I suggested is this technique that I've been using for over 25 years as part of my Mind Store Jack Black days and courses, where you either use a bell jar or a cloak, an invisible cloak. And what that bell jar or cloak does is it protects your body and aura and energy, because we're all energetic beings. And what that then does is that you can be interacting with people, but because you've got this protective shield, it ensures that any negativity, any requirement from the other person to suck your energy and draw it away from you can't happen, because you've got that barrier. And that is not about saying, no, I'm not going to interact with you. No, I'm not going to have this conversation. It's about, I can have this conversation, but I'm not going to deplete my energy. I am actually going to show up. I will listen. If you want me to contribute, I will contribute. But I'm not going to be depleted energy-wise as a result. So this is something that only takes literally 5 to 10 seconds. I do it in the morning. I either do it while I'm lying in bed and doing my little check-in. How am I feeling? How's my energy? How's my mood? And then I do the kind of protective shield. Another way to do it is that if you need to get up first thing in the morning and you've got bladder and you need to go and have a comfort break, as you're sitting on the comfort throne, then you can actually just do that little visualization that I am cloaking myself with this protective layer. And see how you're showing up. So it's your choice if you use the bell jar or a cloak or something else. You can do a power pose, you can wear a fancy kind of costume, a superhero. Make it fun and exciting, but protect your energy. And whether that is saying, no, I'm not having the interaction today, that is your choice. But let's protect our energy first. Then on day 2, it's about becoming aware of how we're speaking to our inner self. And I truly believe that we're made up of multiple parts, whether you want to call them different voices or inner parts. Internal family systems has got that kind of terminology and language within it. And this is about you speaking to those voices, those parts, from a place of kindness rather than harshly or like wanting to avoid them. You want to push them away. You want to numb them and ignore them. Because those voices then, if they're being ignored, they will get louder and louder until they hijack your behaviors, your actions, and they won't let you rest. They won't let you enjoy whatever activity you're wanting to do, because they constantly want that attention. So how about we shift the way that we respond to those inner voices, and we come from a place of curiosity and interest and ask the question, why are you being so loud? What do you want me to pay attention to? What do you want me to do? It doesn't mean that you're going to comply and do what that inner voice wants you to do if it isn't what you're ready and wanting to do in that moment. But it's speaking to that voice from a place of kindness and compassion, as if you would speak to your best friend or a younger version of yourself, or one of your children if you've got children, or one of your nephews and nieces if you've got that in your life. So you wouldn't speak to a 5-year-old in a harsh kind of derogative way. I'm probably getting that wrong, but it's about being kind, being curious, leaning into that. So what are that inner voices? How are you showing up? Become aware and start speaking in a kinder way. Day 3, it's all about celebrating the wins. For years, I always focused on the things that I didn't do, and that was the kind of high achiever perfectionist in me. But over the past 2.5 years, I am big on the self-cheer and celebrating the small victories, the small progress, when I have demonstrated to myself that I'm changing the way that I'm talking, the way that I'm thinking, the way that I am showing up. And those little shifts in how you're actually reacting and the way that you're thinking about yourself is creating that proof and evidence. And it's not all about the big goal, it's about the progress that we're making. And this is where the kind of consistency and the incremental 1 millimeter shifts are massive, but we need to be aware of them. So for me this week, it's about seeing that, yes, my posts on LinkedIn are getting 1, 2, 3 reactions, and rather than sort of comparing myself and thinking, oh yeah, but other posts got maybe 20, 30 reactions, or other people are getting hundreds and thousands of reactions. Instead, I am celebrating the fact that 1, 2, 3 people chose, out of all the content that they consumed that day, to read my post, to actually tell me that they liked what they actually saw by reacting to it. So in this day and age where we are bombarded with information, being able to stand out to the crowd and being able to make an impact on one person's life, that is a victory and a celebration. And how then that makes me feel is that, yes, I want to continue posting more content because I'm impacting at least one person's life on top of my own, because I am consistently showing up. So I'm celebrating me showing up, and I'm also celebrating that other people are connecting and resonating with what I'm sharing. Day 4, it's about practicing self-kindness from the place of, how am I feeling today, and what am I giving myself as tasks to do, how I need to show up. And if your energy is feeling a wee bit low, if you are overwhelmed because there's so much stuff for you to do, it's about you pausing and readjusting what that to-do list looks like. It readjusts the way that maybe you're interacting with people, so you can bring a little bit of the boundary stuff in, you can bring a little bit of the inner dialogue, but it's about you choosing how you're going to show up for yourself. And this is being compassionate and it's being kind. It's not about just do and then I feel absolutely drained and depleted at the end of it. And it's about readjusting the to-do list. And I've found myself over the past kind of few months where I've been doing my clinical hypnotherapy training course, there's been days where I've been like, yeah, I want to read more, I want to watch more content, I want to increase my knowledge. And there's been times where I've been like, no, I need to slow down. I need to start integrating some of that information. And maybe I need to take some time off and stop consuming information and let it just settle and integrate within me first. So whatever it is for you, come from a place of kindness and compassion towards yourself, because then you are demonstrating to the people around you that you are walking your talk. If you are wanting to show up as your best version, then you're demonstrating that that's what you're doing. You're stopping and readjusting. Day 5, it's about acknowledging that we are a new version of ourselves today. everything that we've experienced yesterday and the days before and since the day that we were born, they were past versions of ourselves. And yes, maybe the past versions of ourselves maybe didn't make the best choices, the best decisions. They didn't do the things that would have brought them joy and contentment, or would have had a bigger impact, whether it is in the relationships that they have, in how they show up for themselves, in their financial position, in their career aspirations, in their goals, or whatever the goals and expectations were in their family life. But it's about acknowledging that that past version of ourselves experienced tough things, but yet it still showed up, and you get to be you today. And you acknowledging that we shouldn't be feeling anger, frustration, resentment, shame, and potentially like really emotive feelings, intense feelings towards our past versions, because, we repeated the same mistakes over and over. Yeah, maybe we needed to do that. Maybe it wasn't the right time for us to really learn that lesson. So coming from a place of kindness and compassion that we've done the previous couple of days, it's about then integrating that into our past self, and also accepting that, yeah, I am grateful for my past versions, because they have taught me the lessons, and they're giving me the opportunity today to show up as a more integrated, a more whole, a more aligned version of myself. And then tomorrow I get to be grateful for me today, that I have made the choices. And you watching this video on week 2 and choosing to do some of these daily activities and rethink the way that you're showing up for yourself is going to enable you to integrate more with your true authentic self. Be grateful and appreciative of that you've been resilient and strong, and you've survived whatever life has thrown at you, whatever you've experienced, and you get to choose something different today. You get to show up for yourself, and as a result, you get to impact people around you as well, because you're leading by demonstrating that you are willing to change, that you are willing to do hard, tough stuff and still show up as your best version from a place of kindness and compassion. And then I'm going to get it right this week. Day 6 is about rest. It's about you taking some time where you switch off from all technology, from all distractions, where you're not necessarily interacting with people, where you're getting to fill your cup. Check in. What has my energy been like? Have I put my bell jar on or my cloak? Have I protected myself this week? Have I been kind and compassionate when that inner voice has been sort of going on? Have I adjusted my day-to-day activities to ensure that I am giving my best, but at the same time I'm taking care of my own needs? And do whatever's going to fill that cup up, because you are worthy of it. You deserve it. You are allowed to pause and slow down and do things that are going to bring you joy and contentment. And then day 7, it's about self-reflection. Now, I love journaling, and some days I'll do it morning, night, and sometimes in between. Other days it's just once a day, and some days I don't do it at all. Some days I choose to do a voice note and then I transcribe it into a Word document, because I want to reflect back in 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line to see the progress that I'm making. And this is where some change is instantaneous. It happens straight away. But some change is cumulative. It's these small, consistent, incremental steps that we are watering those seeds of self-awareness, and we are taking the steps to show up and create that proof and evidence for us that we are action takers, that we are capable of regulating our thoughts, of being kinder and compassionate towards ourselves, and therefore protecting our energy and showing up as our best version. And you get to do that time and time again. Yes, there might be some back and forth, there might be some elliptical going backwards, but that's fine. That's all part of the kind of progress. But then there is a third kind of change, and that is where you see it retroactively. You don't see it in the moment, you don't see it in a week's time, but you notice it 3 months down the line. And that's what I'm hoping through this 90-day challenge, that we will all get to witness that in 90 days, our way of showing up for ourselves, our way of connecting with ourselves will have shifted to the way it was 90 days previously, our past selves. So if this is content that has resonated, if you've been here since week 1, fantastic. If not, I'm going to link the previous video so you can go back and watch that as well. And I've got a weekly PDF that is going to contain all the kind of posts that I've put on LinkedIn, and also these little micro actions and activities to get you to actually proactively start taking steps, because I appreciate not everyone has got the financial resources to pay to have coaching sessions or to go to therapy sessions. But what I'm sharing is stuff that you can do and implement. You can choose to do all of it. You can choose to do one of it. You can choose to do none of it. It is all your choice. I'm just giving you the opportunity to choose. So if you've liked, please like and subscribe. If there's someone in your life that would benefit, please share. The more people that get to see this, then the wider we can actually spread the ability for us to reconnect with our own authentic selves. And then we bring more joy and contentment into the world. So until the next one, you have got choices in life, so choose wisely and go out and seize the day. Have the most amazing day. Bye until the next one.